Hello and welcome to Foodinati, brought to you by Cult Wing. Today on the show we've got none other than experimental metal, post-rock, whatever you like to call them, The Ocean. They're also known as The Ocean Collective, and they're here in the UK doing a UK tour. They're dropping by Cult Wing to have a meal with us and talk to us about their range of hot sauces and their upcoming album. Keep it locked. And hello there, you're back with Foodinati UK, and look who I've got here. It's Robin from The Ocean. And The Ocean are a band that I'm massively into, actually. How would you describe progressive metal? Is that fair?
Yeah, in the broadest sense.
Yeah, I noticed your more recent releases have been even more expansive, like sound-wise. There's a lot of deep orchestration going on in there. It's fantastic to listen to. It's very immersive.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, really enjoying it. So you're here in the UK on tour with...
We are on tour with Carnival right now.
Cool.
Almost through, actually. We only have Leeds today, then London, Birmingham, and then we're going back to the mainland for 2 more headline shows on the way back.
Cool.
But yeah, we've been out since mid-January.
Yeah.
And it's been an awesome run.
Excellent. Yeah. I mean, I was listening to your music this morning. Like I was listening to that, like, pretty much going through all the years, because there's a lot there. Because you've got the Ocean Collective.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've done some tunes with Carnival as well, haven't you? Collaborated, haven't you?
No, we have not. I know the guys for quite a while.
Right.
Actually, Drew came to our first ever show in Perth in Australia, where they're from, like more than 10 years ago.
Sure.
But no, we've never had a chance to do anything before this run. So yeah, we were quite stoked. We're all big fans of that band, actually.
Yes.
And they're not doing much, they're not touring much. So yeah, now they came back with this massive tour and they invited us to tag along. So that's great.
Brilliant, yeah. I've heard your band's name said in the same sentences, like Cult of Luna and Neurosis gets chucked up a few times and stuff like that. How do you feel? Is that fair?
Yes, both of these bands have been a massive influence for me, I guess. I mean, when I first heard Times of Grace in 1998, 99 or something like that, it was a life changer.
Yeah, same here.
And yeah, even before that, Enemy of the Sun, I think, was the first New Roses record I got into. So I've been a huge fan of that band for many years, and they also combine the visual aspect, like video projections and this type of stuff with the live show, and they were one of the first bands doing that. So yeah, they've definitely been a big influence. And I really love Cult of Luna as well. We've toured with them in 2008, so we also go back long, and they're definitely the spearheads of post-metal these days, so much respect to them. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, their last album was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So I've got the single, the latest track. I've had that one. I love that. Really cracking tune. What's happening in the next year or so? Have you got more to come?
Yes, absolutely. We have a new record finished, which is going to be released May 19th. So that first single you heard is the opening track of that record, actually. We intentionally picked a track that is relatively short and unspectacular, because I think a lot of people were expecting something completely different, and we like to give people a little push in the forehead. But it's not really representative of the record as a whole. So yeah, there's a lot more to come. We have 3 more singles to drop over the course of the next couple of months. The next one coming out February 16th, so pretty soon. And yeah, when we get back from this tour next week, we're really just gonna take a little break until the fall. We're not gonna tour until October,
right? Because
we've pretty much been out for 6 months non-stop now, more or less. We've been home for a week or 2 in between, but we played 156 shows in 11 months, so it's been pretty intense.
That's a long one, yeah.
And we're all pretty fried by now. But yeah, we're looking forward to now focus on the new record, you know, and then let it sink in a bit, and then tour again, like in the fall, once people had a chance to properly digest it.
You've got bands like Sleep Token who are doing really well. I'm tipping them to be playing arenas soon. Like Tesseract, yourselves. Like the more sort of cerebral metal seems to be getting a bigger listenership these days. It seems to be not just guys who
you know, who just like Steve Iron and like, you know, really Devin Townsend and really technical stuff. You know, it's getting a wider audience. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so many different facets of metal these days, and that's great, you know. And like in big cities like Berlin, it's very segregated. So you have like these scenes that are like very separated, and people only go to shows of that particular type of metal or whatever. I always enjoy playing more peripheral places, like extensively toward Russia, for example, in 2019 before all the bullshit happened, and South America just now. And it's you see a lot more diversity in terms of the people coming to shows. So there will be the Steve Vai people coming to an Ocean show, you know, and there will also be the post metal crowd and the death metal fans, and I find that very interesting to see that in Europe everything is very you know, black metal people go see black metal shows, and
that's right.
It's like
I mean, I lived in Norway for quite a while, in Bergen, and the black metal crowd, like they have their haunts, like, you know, you go.
That's a very particular crowd.
Yes, it's a very particular crowd. It's like the garage in Bergen, like, you know, you're going to bump into someone from Enslaved there or something. You know, it's quite funny, like walking around just seeing these guys who you normally see in like all the corpse paint and stuff, and they're all normal dudes, really.
Yeah, of course.
What do you expect? Though? You're not going to be going around burning churches all day. But I've really enjoyed this this scope for more progressive music, and I do think it's no coincidence that we've just had these lockdowns and stuff, and the writers of that type of music have had more time to actually think about and work on stuff with extra time that you wouldn't normally have had away from the gigging.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's true for pretty much any type of music or arts or creative creative processes. Like, there was so much extra time available during the pandemic just because people were sitting at home and couldn't go to gigs. And for us it was like that. I mean, when 2020 started, we were all actually pretty happy to be home for a while, just because 2019 was a very intense touring year. So being home, even in lockdown, felt not like a punishment for quite some time. You know, we all quite enjoyed it. Then it got really boring in the second half of the year, and that's when I started writing with Peter, with our synth guy. We started bouncing ideas, and that very soon shaped up towards actually not just this next record we're releasing, but there's another one that's also already written that we haven't recorded yet. So over the course of like 2 months, we wrote two new records, basically. And that was the best thing we could do when we couldn't tour and play shows. And I need that kind of like quiet and isolation to be creative anyways. So for me, it was the perfect environment to do that. And it was not really a sad and frustrating time. 2021 was more difficult because then it was getting really long, you know. But like in 2020, I actually quite enjoyed just being home writing music.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people are like, how are these bands going to survive? Like the same way we always survive, we kind of write music. It was certainly the same for me. I'm a producer. I'm an electronic music producer, and I thrive off that isolation sort of thing as well. If I'm going to be writing, I put a bit of time away for writing, and nobody. Phone is turned off. Nobody gets in touch then, and just intensively write.
Exactly.
So very. I enjoyed lockdown. I got through a lot of work. So what we're going to do now is going to wrap up that, which is the music part. We don't always do it in two halves, but we're going to do it in two halves today because we've got something very classy looking here to be checking out. This looks delicious, and look at that branding, that is amazing. Right, so we'll be right back after these messages.
And if you like what you're seeing there, don't forget to subscribe. It's really important. It helps us keeping us doing what we're doing and keeps you getting the best content available.
And you're back here with Foodinati, and look, by the power of television, the food has arrived, so here we are. These are. We'll get straight into testing out because we both bought sauces. So this is the fabulous sauce. It's called Mary Mojo Extra Hot. we'll be checking that out. Of course, we've got the Foodinati sauce there. As you can see over the last couple of interviews, it's got very depleted. I've got a box full coming tomorrow. Then, we've got Cult Wing sauce. And this is the Make It Burn sauce. And that's the headbangers out there. And I found out that Robin could be a bit that way. So, headbang. There we go. Right, so, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do a little picture. I'll try yours.
All right, I'm splashing it all over you. Get that out of the bus fridge, you know, because we've commenced our after-show pizza with it for the last couple of shows, but it's
I did get a bit on here.
gone.
It's nice.
Sorry.
I love the packaging.
It's cool, eh?
Really fantastic.
The latest album cover.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's even better.
It really fits because the color of the sauce is actually pretty much like that.
Oh, lovely.
It's like a carrot base.
Right.
It gives it a certain sweetness as well.
Right,
It has these two types of chilies, rococo and this yellow amarillo chili. So it's like a yellow hot sauce actually. Which matches the album art.
Are you selling this on the merch store?
We are, like, for the first time on this tour. A friend of mine made these and sent us some samples, and we were all blown away. My plan for next year is to grow my own chilies. As I just told you, Black Naga, it's gonna be. I'm gonna grow them on my roof, which I have access to, and then they're gonna end up in the version 2 of this sauce.
Awesome.
This one for now is with these rococos, but it's just too fucking good. We love it. So we got those samples, and then we ordered a box from him, and it's almost sold out now on this tour.
Oh, I can see why that's all gone. That is tasty. Hell yeah. It's
good,
really different.
Yeah, it is.
It's, you say it's got a carroty base, yeah?
Exactly. It tricks you into thinking it's habanero, but it's not.
No.
But it has a similar vibe somehow.
That is delicious. It tastes almost Italian. In vibe, because I've had a few Italian hot sauces and they're not very hot, but they are really tasty and they're great on pizza and things like that. That's fantastic. Oh yeah.
This one is actually quite hot.
Are you able to get this from your website, or is it?
You will be very shortly.
Yeah.
After we get home from this tour, we will start selling this through PelagicRecords.com.
Fantastic. I'll be down at the gig later on, so have you got them on the store tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll give you a full bottle later.
Lovely. Feeling that. I'm a big fan of sauces that use like interesting bases. I've had a few with a mushroom base that work really well. I got a mushroom piri piri by Heartbeat hot sauce, and it was so innovative. It was so different because you get that umami feeling from the mushrooms and all that, and it kind of rounds it out in a way that's very surprising. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with sauces at the moment.
The Chinese make a lot of mushroom-based sauces.
Yeah.
Work really well.
There's a lot of like Oriental sauces coming out. Oriental hot sauces, but obviously Szechuan peppers and stuff like that. Will give you instant Oriental flavour.
I love that shit.
Really great.
The numbing peppers.
Really good.
It was a really, like the first time we toured China, it was a really unique new flavor to me. This sensation of your tongue going numb.
Yeah.
Not from excessive amounts of spice, but because it has this this numbing quality to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
At the same time, this freshness somehow, like it's really a flavor I didn't know before.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's all over Sichuan cuisine, such an integral component, and I was completely unaware. And now I can't live without it.
When I was chefing in Bergen, I was actually in a Chinese restaurant. So I was in Norway in a Chinese restaurant, and I learned a lot there. Totally different way of cooking. You get one knife for everything, and it's a cleaver. Just one cleaver, and that's you've got to be good or you damage yourself. There's my sauce. So if you'd like to have a dip, see what you think.
All right. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah? Awesome.
Really nice.
We've gone for a fruity Caribbean vibe on it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what I've done is I've taken the jerk and I've upped the Scotch bonnets, and we've added like pink grapefruit, pineapple, molasses in there just to kick it all up a gear. So
It
yeah,
has a bit of a Creole
yes,
vibe. It's really good.
that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Now over here, we have these are buffalo, and these are the habanero hells. So they're the strong ones.
Try this right away.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's habanero, but it's not too much. It's,
Yeah.
I'd say that's for someone who wants to dip their toes in the deep end. Just check it out, you know.
Not too spicy.
No,
Very good.
very manageable. Yeah.
Very sweet as well, actually.
That's fantastic. But, yeah, so fantastic food. We're loving all this. Oh, we've got to try out this Make It Burn sauce.
Oh yeah.
That's next up.
Bring it.
Now, this is one that you can take with you. That's the hottest one they do here. So,
This one.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's Reaper. Classic.
We've got Nugget.
Oh yeah.
And this one, we've used before. This is Make It Burn by Thick Sauces out of Leeds. Local boys. Currently making a lot of noise in the hot sauce scene.
It's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And it's not too much though, considering
It's not too spicy.
it's not too far out there, is it? There's a lot for spice lovers to love.
Spoon it up. No, but it's
Fantastic.
really good.
So, if you're lucky enough to, tour's almost coming to an end, maybe on the next tour, grab a bottle of this, it's spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Or from the website when it goes up on there, get on it and there'll be more to come. There's different sources to come, so we'll be looking out for them, definitely. But on that note, we're going to finish our meal and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much to Robin.
Thank you.
And check out The Ocean. New album on the way.
Fuck yeah. Cheers, guys.
And join us next week when we have got none other than the hard rock heroes all the way from Wales. Those damn crows are here with us. You do not want to miss this episode.